All right guys, we're here finally working on the Malibu today. I'm not going crazy with it this video. I just want to get all the wheels off, check the brake pads, pull the back wheels off, check out the wheel cylinders. We're going to change the oil. Sure, it has no brakes. That should be the #1 priority, but honestly, it's kind of nice out today. I don't really even feel like working on this thing, but it has to get done. I want to get this thing out of here so we can start digging into the Trans Am. So I'm going to just crack the back door open, start it up, let it get a little warm, just so the oil flows out a little bit nicer. You know what, before we actually drain the oil, let's pop this box open, see what the air filter looks like, because I have my replacement free filter that came with the oil. But honestly, this thing could be brand new for all I know. Ooh, okay, that is not brand new. Glad I got the free filter. Nice fresh one. Courtesy of AutoZone. Well, not courtesy, I had to pay for it. Not a sponsor. All right, I think that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna go enjoy the Camaro. See you guys in the next one. Nah, I gotta get more than that done on this thing. If memory serves me right, I think these have that really shitty oil filter that's kind of like crammed under the top exhaust. Actually, oh, rust in my ear. That is a sad, sad oil stream. All right, so the filter's behind this thing, and it has these kind of like little twisty things. I'm pretty sure those aren't gonna come out. So I'm gonna have to, nah, those things aren't moving. Well, at least it doesn't have a Fram on it. Oh wow, it actually turned by hand. Not too bad, Malibu. Ooh, shit. Looks like there's like some dye or something here. Oh, I hope that's not the problem with the AC. The leaking compressor. Now I have absolutely no idea how much oil this thing takes. So I'm gonna start with like 4 or so. Check it and go from there. Be sure to open the garage door before starting the engine. Higher chance of avoiding death. Oh yeah, that's perfect. She's good on the old lube. All right, let's get this wheel off. Ooh, those look delicious. And they're looking a little low. These rotors look so shitty. I'll get some pricing, but I could safely say at least we could throw some pads on the front and then maybe just clean the rotors up with the Scotch-Brite on a little cookie disc. Just so you know, I'm not looking for money to spend here. I'm just checking the wheel cylinders. Because for changing the brake pads, I'm changing the brake lines. A lot of times these guys like to leak. So I'm gonna have to, nah, those things aren't moving. Well, So I'd like to get rid of all the brake leaks in one shot. Just give them a little hose down. Now the way you could tell if these are leaking, even if you don't have any brake problems, you pull the boot back here and the seal for the actual wheel cylinder that keeps the fluid in the system would leak out and you would have brake fluid kind of just pour out when you open this boot up. But these are nice and dry. All right, my mic went dead, so we're gonna have to deal with some lower quality audio for a bit. But I'm gonna just pull the airbox, battery, everything over here basically, because the ABS block to get to all the brake lines is under here. And we're just gonna focus on everything on the front end. So the line going from the block over there, the line going from the block up to the master, and the line going from the block over to this wheel. Oh damn, look at that. This is a brand new air filter. What we're here for should be right under this. There it is. All of these guys we gotta change up here. That is fun, fun, fun. All right, now we can kind of see what's going on here. So this is what we're here for. We're gonna change these two guys coming down to the top of the ABS block. Pretty simple. These aren't blown yet, but you can see they are not too far behind the ones that already did blow. Then there's one or two coming off of this going to the bag. I don't know how the ABS on this is set up. I'm assuming there's two lines from here to the back, one for each wheel. That's probably what those two right there are. So we're gonna leave them alone for now. And we just want to just one at a time, just so we don't mix any lines up, because you know there's a lot of ports on that ABS module. Half-inch line wrench. Not good enough. Oh yeah, that is freaking bone dry. And he is going, oh, terrific. You guys can see that, but it's that one right there. So it comes over, it does kind of a U bendy thing, and it connects right there. All right, so I got those two out. The one in the back here going to the block was a little bit of a bitch. I had to cut it, get it out with a socket. It was just turning with the whole line. I went into my eBay kit here. This cost me 150 bucks for all these pre-bent lines. Matched them up to the two I pulled out. No bending, no flaring required. Now we could just bolt these right in, and then we'll start taking off the ones going to the front wheels. Look at that. I love it. No bending, no flaring. Bolt right in. All right, so I got some work done here. I don't really have that much time into it, maybe only 45 minutes. We got the two lines coming off the master done. I got them hooked up, tightened to the block, and then I pulled off, all these are loose. I used the 12 millimeter. They were actually 12 millimeter fittings. I thought they were 1/2 inch. That's why the wrench was kind of slipping off before. But I got those off with the little crow foot down there. And the only problem I ran into, so everything went smoothly as far as fitment. The brake line that goes to this wheel here, and you'll notice there's no hose because this hose is totally rotted out. So I got to pick up two brake hoses for the front, but they should be cheap enough. This went like that. The end there connected here, then this end went over, and that little elbow there connected to the ABS. I actually cut that piece off of there. And the replacement line, which is this one here, I also cut that off. The fitting was wrong. So on this block here, some of these fittings are really coarse thread, some of them are fine. I don't know if you can see that. This one here is a very coarse thread, along with those two. Then this one's a fine thread, then that's a coarse thread, and this one is a fine thread. So the line that goes to the left front, that goes into this fitting right here, the replacement one had a coarse thread on it, like that hole when it should have had a fine thread. So there's no way that would have went in there without any kind of adapter. So I cut that end off. I'm either going to just put a union, rebend the end like that, put the correct fitting, put a union and connect it, or I'm gonna go down to AutoZone, just grab one piece of pre-made line and just bend it from there and up to the ABS, because it's a pretty short run. But that's the only problem I ran into. I got the right front finish, the one that blew out. That's this one right here. Bends down, then it comes down there. And for all the really long ones, they just have unions. This isn't a compression fitting. The kit came with unions and they're already flared. So that's how they actually join two pieces. I have those two connected there. Then it comes up. Then right in the factory clips along the side of the cross member, up over. And then there we are, right into the hose. So the bends are absolutely perfect. I'm gonna replace this brake hose as well. I just kind of temporarily screwed it in there loose for now. And here's the front one that was leaking. It just broke in half and I was pulling it out. This is the other end to that one. That connected here, I believe. And then this is one of the straight pieces underneath the car from here going to the back. I didn't really do anything with the back brakes yet. I just took the clamps that hold them to the frame off. But so far, super easy, just using pre-bent lines. This is my first time using a kit like this. I actually picked up the same kind of kit for the Tahoe when it comes time, because I know that thing's gonna need brake lines. They are a little crusty. I just haven't gotten around to doing them yet. I know they're gonna need to be done, and I'm glad I picked up a pre-bent kit. I think the only issue you really run into with those are the line going to the back over the gas tank, because it's kind of hard to access. But you could just kind of cut it, union it, slip it over, and then reconnect it. It's not really a big deal. But yeah, super easy using a pre-made kit. Definitely worth the 150 bucks. Yeah, but I think I'm pretty much done for today. It's Columbus weekend. I don't really feel like working on this anymore. I'm gonna edit this and get this video out to you guys. I think I'm just gonna finish all this myself as far as the brake lines go. Just, you know, pulling shit out, bolting it in. I'll show you guys the finished product once they're all done and we're actually ready to bleed it with the new hoses. And then from there, I think the next video we're gonna pick right up on the bleeding, and we'll start on the interior as far as changing the door lock, as well as maybe we'll put some brakes on this thing. If not rotors and pads, we're at least gonna put some pads on it. But for now, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'll see you in a few days.